Well, with the trade deadline passing, it's only right to get some updates on the new prospects in the Diamondbacks organization. Joining me now is reporter with MLB Pipeline, Sam Dykstra, also the co-host of the Show Before the Show podcast. So you are all dialed in on minor league baseball and top prospects. You talked to me off air. You're working on, reworking the rankings, the prospect rankings and stuff like that. So the trade deadline passes, all these prospects are moved. The D-backs get a ton of them. When you see a team taking a bunch of prospects, what do you kind of take away from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting place for Arizona to be. Obviously, when a team like them are acquiring as many prospects as you can, you immediately think, are they undergoing a rebuild? And I don't think that's quite what's going on here. Obviously, they're not moving away from Corbin Carroll or some of their more controllable pieces. This was moving away rentals, and rentals don't come with typically high prices. They got some nice prospects back.
This team, it's not a rebuild. It is sort of a retool, whether it's for next year, most likely 2027 and beyond. They've got the young core. But you look at the D-backs at the big league level, pitching was the problem this year. And by trading some of these contracts, they get 8 arms in return and potentially their future first baseman in Tyler Locklear. When you look at, the broad stroke, and we can get into individual trades in a little bit, who are the arms that D-backs fans should be most excited to see that they got in return?
Yeah, I think Cole Drake is the first one. He automatically slotted in to becoming the top pitching prospect in the Arizona system. This is not a system that has been loaded with arms. It's a good fastball, a good curveball. It's good control from the left side. He's a little bit on the older side for prospectum, but that just means he's basically knocking on the door already. And it's certainly somebody who I could see maybe getting a call up in September this year, or at least being in the conversation for the rotation next spring. And then Mitch Bratt, also coming over from the Rangers. He's somebody who the fastball is not going to stand out in terms of velocity, but he's been getting a lot of swing and miss because he can just spot it really well, put it right there at the top rail. Guys swing and miss at it consistently. He's somebody with international experience. He pitched in the World Baseball Classic with Canada. I wouldn't encourage any Arizona fans to go look that up. It didn't go great, but he was super young, got that experience under his belt. Certainly should be a candidate to pitch for Canada again next year, and has been getting tons of strikeouts this year at Double-A. So I think those are the two ones that really stand out to me. And from that same deal, I mean, David Hageman, I think might have the best ceiling of this group. The stuff is the best out of any of them. He's just somebody who's coming off internal brace surgery back in college. That's why he fell as far as he did to the 4th round coming out of West Virginia. He's still coming back from that. The results have been good early on. The control may be better than somebody you would think who's had that much time off. But he still has a long way to go to prove that he's at the level of those other two lefties from the same system.
For the fans that obviously don't want to wait for the pitching prospects to kind of make the big league team, they've got a guy that they can watch for now and root for, a new guy, Tyler Locklear. He already slots in as their 6th best prospect on your guys' rankings, and he's going to make his debut with the D-backs tonight, it looks like. What can you say about Tyler Locklear and what fans should expect? What's his ceiling? What's his floor? What are you expecting out of him?
Yeah, I mean, the power is very real with Tyler Locklear. I mean, he's somebody who should consistently challenge for 25 plus home runs at the major league level. One thing that surprised me the other day, my colleague Jonathan Mayo brought this up, is that he could, if he was in the minor leagues, and it looks like he's probably going to stick in Arizona as the Naylor replacement, but he was on track for a 2020 season. I don't think he has the speed to steal that many bags, but he's obviously picking his spots pretty well. I think the drawback against him is he has improved his chase rate. It's still a little bit below average. What is that going to look like when he goes up against major league arms? And he's a righty first baseman. I mean, those guys, you wish that he was left-handed as a hitter, because I would carry a little bit more value. He's going to have to really hit. Thankfully, he's done that. He's proved himself at the AAA level. Going to get a long look here in the desert and try to prove himself and solidify that spot for 2026 and beyond.
The other two guys that they got from Seattle in that Suarez trade, the right-hander Burgos and Hunter Cranton. What should we know about those guys?
Yeah, Burgos is kind of interesting. He's somebody who already has a little bit of major league experience, 95 to 96, tops out at 98. Doesn't really miss bats with that fastball, though, even though it's pretty good velocity. You're going to see a lot more of the low 80s sweeper and the low 90s cutter from him. So I'll be interested to see how they play with that usage more. I mean, it's probably a middle relief ceiling. I don't entirely see him being that guy who's going to get high leverage innings. out of the bullpen, but he's showing up basically major league ready. Cranton, somebody who missed time in spring training after a comebacker. So we really haven't seen that much out of him so far this year. But I think he's got a little bit more of a ceiling. He's got that 97 to 98 mile an hour fastball with ride. We'll see if he can develop a little bit more of a breaking pitch to play off of that, but the fastball is going to work really well in short spurts regardless.
What's a reasonable expectation, especially with all these arms of guys that are actually contributing to a potential playoff team in a couple years? Is it 2 arms? Is it 1 arm? I mean, what is a reasonable expectation when you get an influx of prospects like this?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like Cole Drake and Mitch Bratt and David Hageman and Ashton Izzy, we can go down the line. I think if you get 2 of them as part of a future major league rotation, that's a win. And then if you get 1 or 2 bullpen pieces out of this group, I think that's also a win. So they have a lot of opportunities, right? That's one reason why you acquire a lot of pitching prospects, because some of these guys are going to break down. It's just the manner of baseball these days. But you give yourselves more bites at the apple, more opportunities to develop a true starting pitcher.
Last thing I got for you then, Jordan Lawler. You've been obviously been watching him for many years now. He's been atop this list. He's been atop Major League Baseball's list for a long time now. It looks like he finally has a path to the big leagues. He's hurt right now. He's going to rehab in Reno within the next couple of weeks, and then he'll likely get the rest of the third base at bats this season. Where do you think he fits in long term as a third baseman? That is the only spot he has at the D-backs at this point, with Perdomo and Cattell locked up the middle. But where do you see Lawler being? He's had limited opportunities. He was on the World Series team, but more of a bench player. This year he came up, only had like 20 at bats, didn't really get into a rhythm. What are you expecting? I mean, he has been this highly touted prospect for so long now.
Yeah, I think the best thing about this is once he gets healthy, getting those major league opportunities, because he needs to show he can adjust to major league pitching. He's really struggled against non-fastballs and majors. And of course, major league pitchers are smart. They're going to keep feeding you the curveball, sliders, and changeups if you can't hit them. Once that scouting report's out there, it's on you to fix it. And I think the only way you can is to continue to get that exposure. In terms of how is he a fit at third base, I mean, I think he could have played any of those 3 infield positions, shortstop, second base, capably at the top level. So putting him at third base, allowing him to be athletic there, I think you're going to see some plays that get you excited, remind you of why he used to be a shortstop. I think he would be a shortstop still in many other organizations. It's certainly understandable why he won't be when he gets there, but you kind of take the opportunities where you get them. And it's a reminder for me as a prospect writer, every time I talk to like, oh, well, do you think he's a shortstop? I'm like, yeah, but we'll see what happens when he gets there. Like, we can think that now, but you never know what things are going to look like 2-3 years down the road. So I think he'll be a capable fit there. The run tool is always going to play. It's just, can he make that adjustment to major league pitching? And we'll get a pretty good idea, hopefully, here in a few weeks.
Well, Sam Dykstra, thank you so much for taking the time. Reporter with MLB Pipeline. You can catch him if you were fascinated by this and want to learn more about prospects. You can catch him on the Show Before the Show podcast. You're a co-host over there. You can get it on any platform that you listen to your podcast. So, Sam, thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.